Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, July 30th, and can you believe it? We've got a cool temperature out this morning, relatively cool at 74 degrees. Our winds are out of the southeast around 4 miles per hour. But if you look towards the north, you'll see some clouds and maybe some lightning. 30% chance of rain today. So I don't think we have a 100-degree day today. They're saying high, Sara, is going to be around 88. So
Well, that's a good break.
Hi, I'm Steve Kime. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Sara DelAngel.
We are really excited to bring you this great show on Thursday. Man, we're running out of days in July. August is around the corner, which means football, cooler weather. What else does it mean? I don't know. But we're glad that you're with us. We have a great show today. Hannah Nelson will be back. She'll bring us a pet. And what else do we have going on today?
We have a very special and important guest. I think none of you guys will want to miss this out. So it's time to rise and shine, Enid.
Good morning, Enid. It is 7:32 on this Thursday, again, July 30th. July is just moving quite along. Welcome to live TV, when anything can happen. So we're so glad that you're with us. You know, I mentioned something about the chance, if you look towards the north, you might see some rain and stuff like that. I think we may be able to get the radar picture up at this time. And
It just quit.
Oh, it just quit. Well, like I said, welcome to live TV. Just when we wanted we had the radar working a while ago, and I probably should have went there. But anyway, take my word for it. There is a radar on our screen somewhere. We'll get it reset, and we'll show it later in the program. Speaking of the forecast, oh, by the way, you like my backyard? See all those hay bales?
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Nice backyard.
Yeah. Anyway, that was one thing I remember growing up in Perry during August. You had two-a-day football, but you also did a lot of hay hauling. And I'd be in those hay barns, you know, throwing around 100-some-pound alfalfa bales, and I kept thinking, there's a better way to do this, you know. Anyway, that was character building back in those days. And now they use these humongous bales, so they just takes the fun out of that. So, okay, let's try the radar again, because I want everybody really to trust me that there is rain north of us, and if you see that. And Penn and everybody, thanks for getting that reset. And as you can see up to the north and to the west of us, big blob there, rain. So we have a 30% chance of rain today, Sara, but it may actually happen. 30% usually is not that strong.
No.
But speaking of rain in the forecast, what's the 3-day outlook look like?
Well, we're actually getting some cooler temperatures. We're looking at 87 on Friday, 89 on Saturday, and 93 on Sunday, which I would take 93 any day before 100. So we're looking at a really nice, hot weekend.
Well, it's that time of year that, you know, the daylight isn't, a minute shorter? So sunset's at 8:29, 8:28, 8:27. So it'll be fall before we know it. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's 7:34, and we'd like to remind everybody that the Walk of Fame event will be coming up in September. And again, golly, Saturday is August, so we'll be talking September stuff more often. But as you can see on the screen, we're taking nominations for the Walk of Fame Award that will be announced in September. And you can contact Linda Parks at 616-7271, and she can help you with that application process. So. Garland and Garrett. There was a lot of confusion out there.
There was a lot of confusion. You do not have to be confused anymore. That street light has been repaired. at the intersection of Garriott and Garland by City of Enid Technical Services employees.
So, and they did a great job, because initially, when that control box was drug across town by a truck, basically, they said it's 30 to 40 days to get the parts in for this. So it's just remarkable that they found some spare parts and were able to plug everything back in. But that's the folks I know. They always just work so hard. It's 7:35. Good morning, Enid. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for the Oklahoma Minute, and we have that with Derrick Silas.
Good morning, Enid. This is your Oklahoma Minute. 7 Oklahomans are running for President of the United States, which include 3 Republicans, 2 Democrats, 1 Independent, and 1 Libertarian. In Crescent, Oklahoma, a 4.5 magnitude earthquake destroyed some valuable artifacts that came on the Oklahoma Run at the Frontier Country Historical Museum. The local high school and local hometown foods reported minor damage. In Oklahoma City, Boeing breaks ground on an $80 million facility, announcing that Oklahoma City will be its headquarters for aircraft modernization, which will add about 900 jobs with an average salary of $90,000 a year. In sports, OKC Thunder announced that they will be playing a Turkish team in a preseason home game. The game will be played on October 9th in Oklahoma City. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Sara.
Very good.
Well, now it's time to go over our hometown talent. We want you, if you are from first grade to senior year in high school and can sing or play a musical instrument, contact us at asksteve@enid.org, and we want you here on the show. So share your talent with us and let us know what you can do.
Excuse me, you caught me there drinking. Oh, I love this coffee. It's 7:37 on this Thursday morning, and thank you for sharing that. We have a young man, Derrick Silas Jr., who's on Channel 11. He's playing the keyboard. And what we wanted to do, Sara, was just simply showcase talent that's in the area from school, because we know a lot of people sing in choirs and things of this nature. So we wanted to get them on television, and we'll be playing those recordings back on Channel 11 throughout the week. So just contact us and let us know if you have that. Well, I think Raquel is in the room, and so we're ready for what's going on with Raquel.
Good morning, Enid. We have quite a few events this weekend going on. We have the indoor soccer tournament. This will be Saturday at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. This will actually be an all-day event, and it'll go on until Tuesday. And this is for groups U6 through U12. Also, on Saturday, there's a great event going on at Leonardo's. It's their 20-year celebration, and this begins at 10 a.m. and will go on until 5 p.m. So be sure to take your kids out there, because this will be the last celebration they have for the year, since they're closing until the springtime to do some renovations. And the Enid Symphony Summer Wine Series, Discovering Carmen, will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m., obviously at the Enid Symphony Center. And the tickets are $10, and it includes a complimentary glass of wine. So all of these 3 events are a great opportunity to get out and do something in Enid. So that's what's going on in Enid this weekend and next week. Back to you, Steve and Sara.
Thank you, Raquel. It's 7:38, and it's amazing. She never runs out of topics to talk about for the weekend.
There's always something going on in Enid.
There's always something going on. If it's not kids involved, it's big kids involved, things of this nature. So, So what's going on in the solid waste world that you're at?
Right now, it's always, trash is never going to go away. It's always busy with trash, picking up trash.
Picking up tree limbs?
Picking up tree limbs, doing the best we can to keep the city clean.
And the landfill. I live out towards that direction. And, and you talk about an operation that's down to a science, but just nonstop. Every time I see the trucks and just everything, it's just a busy, busy little place.
Yes, definitely. It is.
Well, 7:39, thank you for joining us on Good Morning Enid. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Here we are on July 30th. We're running out of days in July, which means school will be back in session. And speaking of session, the legislature will be back in session, I believe, next February. And we've got a special guest that Jomara will introduce us to right now. Jomara?
Good morning, Enid. Our guest this morning is State Representative Chad Caldwell. Good morning. Thank you for being with us in the show.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate your time, and we wanted to know more about how this first year went for you as a state representative, and particularly we can start by discussing what issues are you working in the legislature as representing District 40?
Sure. One of my priorities is education. I've got 3 children of my own who attend Hayes Elementary here in Enid Public Schools. But really, I think whether you have kids or not, I think education is probably one of, if not the most important things that we can do as a state. It really touches every aspect. So that's certainly something that we really focus on and pay a lot of attention to. We need to continue to explore ways that we can maximize the educational potential of all of our kids. Transportation is another, and infrastructure is another important aspect. It's not only just something we do to get around every day, but really a good infrastructure is required for our companies and our small businesses to move their goods and services. That's what we need to keep Oklahoma growing and moving forward.
Right. Thank you. Now, in this past year, what do you consider an accomplishment in the recent legislative session?
Sure. We had a lot of focus that was on the budget. We had a large budget deficit, $611 million, which was a pretty daunting number for my first year. So that took a lot of our focus. I think, I'm not sure there's anything as a perfect budget, but I think this was a fair budget. We were able to protect education. We expanded healthcare a little bit, protected transportation for the most part. So I think all in all, considering we had such a large deficit, I think being able to protect those really key core areas of our state government, I think that was a success. We had some other successful bills. We had a texting while driving ban, which helps keep people safe. We want to make sure that people are not distracted and keeping their eyes on the road and make sure that our drivers are safe. So those are just a couple areas that I felt were successful this year.
Great, great. Now, since this is your first year serving, were there any surprises, or was it what you expected?
You know, that's probably the question I get asked the most, is what it was it what I expected? You know, I'm not sure. I kind of liken it to being a parent for the first time. My wife and I, when we were kind of the last of our group of friends to have kids, and all of our friends told us exactly what it'd be like, but we quickly found out that until you're a parent yourself, you really never know quite what it's like. And I think being a legislator is like that. We're blessed here in Enid to have always had good representation. Representative Enns and Senator Anderson certainly helped me and kind of helped show me the ropes a little bit. But really, until you get down there, it's hard to know exactly what to expect. So it's a steep learning curve. They throw a lot at you in a quick period of time. So experience really does matter, and that's been good. But all in all, it was a really enjoyable experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you are a member of various committees and subcommittees, but you're vice chair of the Appropriations and Budget Health Committee. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, putting together the budget was really one of our large focuses. And how that process works is each chamber, the House and the Senate, and then has their own kind of budget proposal, and the governor's office has a budget proposal. How the House does it, we break it up into separate subcategories. So I was the vice chair of the subcommittee on health. So we looked primarily at the Oklahoma Healthcare Authority and some of the different entities, mental health that we have. So my role is filling in for the chair if he's pulled away somewhere else. If he is authoring a bill, then I run the committee meetings. But really what was the most important to me, and I think probably for the folks here in Enid, is it allowed me to be much more involved in that budgetary process. It was such an important part of what we do. So being able to stay informed and to put input in as far as what direction that budget ultimately took.
Great. Well, for our last question, I just have to ask, what would you do different, you know, if any? If you would change anything of this past year, where do you think that change could happen? Sure.
You know, I don't know if there's anything that I do different. I'd have to think, but I don't think there's anything I'd necessarily do different. I think the biggest thing that I look forward to for going for next year, like I said, is I already have that year behind me, that experience. Yes. Like I said, it is such a learning experience. They really do throw so much at you. And so coming in this year, I didn't know necessarily they have its own vocabulary down in the legislature and its own processes and its own rhythms. And so in this case, coming back next year, I know what to expect. I know who people are, where to go for this, and who to rely on. And so, like I said, really, experience really does matter. And I think that's the thing for me that I think will be the biggest change between my first year and my second year is just knowing how things work, knowing that process, knowing those rhythms. And I think it will help me to even be more successful.
Well, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you again for visiting with us. We appreciate your time, and we wish you a very productive year.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, Enid, back to you, Steve and Sara. And that's all.
Thank you. Good morning. It's 7:45. I have a question before you guys leave the studio over there, that side of the studio. Jomara, I want to ask this question that you can convey to the representative. What can citizens do in regards to involvement, or if we just need to talk with the representative? What if there's something near and dear to us that we need to discuss? How do we go about doing that? Can you ask the representative? Of course, I think he heard that.
How can we reach you? Or if a citizen has any concerns, how can we bring that to you?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm always available and always love talking to anyone from our district. Why we're down there through session. Session runs February through May, Monday through Thursday. So my door is always open. I always love visiting with people from Enid. You can come in. I've got Enid plastered all over my office. I'm very proud to be from Enid and representing the people of Enid. So always welcome a personal visit, but I know that's not always convenient. It's an hour and a half down there, and so not everybody can do that. I understand that. So I always welcome personal phone calls, emails. I always try and do our best to respond to every communication we get from somebody from the district. During session, we probably receive close to 300 emails a day, so it's a lot. But for those ones from our folks here in Enid, we make sure that we make those a top priority. Or a personal letter, anything personal like that really gets our attention, gets my attention, and I enjoy that dialogue back and forth. It's what we're supposed to be doing, is representing the people in Enid, and we need to hear from them to make sure we know what issues really are truly important to them.
Great. Well, thanks again.
You bet.
That answers my question. Thank you very much. That's a little impromptu deal, but I just got thinking, every once in a while we need to reach out to our senators and representatives and say, help, how do we do that? So, Jomara and the representative, thank you for being here early on this Thursday morning. It's 7:47. It's holding steady, Sara. It's 75 degrees, but the good news today, it's going to be a high of 88, not 188 like it has been. And that heat index and stuff like that. Well, again, we want to take this time right now this morning to introduce you to another department head. We've had these department head videos where we've been featuring different employees. And we have Aaron Crawford, I think, this morning that we want to introduce to you. So, Aaron, are you there?
Hello, my name is Aaron Crawford, and I serve as the Chief Financial Officer for the City of Enid. Some of my responsibilities include financial planning, monitoring, and reporting, investment management, internal controls, compliance with procedures, debt administration, and retirement plan oversight. I supervise 3 departments, which include the accounting, records and receipts, and utility services departments. If I can be of assistance to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Aaron. And again, Aaron is our new Chief Financial Officer. So, 7:48, Sara. So how you doing?
I'm doing really
it's
good.
It's the quickest 30 minutes of the morning, isn't it?
Yes, they go by like really fast.
All right. Well, it's time to introduce the cows, my favorite segment.
Definitely. For our the cows, if you have any questions or have any vacation pictures,
see how they're looking at you?
Birthday pictures, if you just want to communicate with us, go ahead and contact us through Ask Steve.
Was that AJ? Is that a picture of AJ? I didn't recognize.
Ask Steve at enid.org, and you can send us your pictures and kind of add a little description of what the picture's about if you are in somewhere really nice. I don't know, I would think Spain is nice. So if anybody goes to Spain, send your pictures in. We want to see them.
And if you have a suggestion for a guest, or maybe somebody that you know, a friend of a friend of a friend that would like to be on Good Morning Enid, send us a note to Ask Steve at enid.org, and we will get them on the air. So we appreciate the vacation pictures, and that looked like AJ's private jet, which looked like a B-29 or something like that. So B-52. Okay, I stand corrected. But, you know, who's keeping track of the numbers? Again, 75 degrees. High today is going to be 88. Thanks for joining us. For those who want to keep track of the wind, it's out of the southeast at 4. And usually when it wind's out of the southeast, that means there's some rain and stuff. And we'll look at the radar here a little bit later. We need to get back to the Oklahoma Minute. And Derrick will update us on what happened in our great state overnight. Derrick?
Good morning again, Enid. This is your Oklahoma Minute. 7 Oklahomans are running for the President of the United States, which include 3 Republicans, 2 Democrats, 1 Independent, and 1 Libertarian. In Crescent, Oklahoma, a 4.5 magnitude earthquake destroyed some valuable artifacts that came on the Oklahoma Land Run at the Frontier Country Historical Museum. The local high school and local hometown foods reported minor damage. In Oklahoma City, Boeing breaks ground on an $80 million facility, announcing that Oklahoma City will be its new headquarters for aircraft modernization, which will add about 900 jobs on the city with an average salary of $90,000 a year. In sports, Oklahoma City Thunder announced they will face a Turkish team in a preseason home game. The game will be played on October 9th in Oklahoma City. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Sara.
I'm glad he clarified that. I thought he was saying that the Thunder was playing some turkeys. I was halfway asleep, but when he said that, I thought, wait a minute, I need to hear that. So, well, very good. There's a couple things that we need to go over. I think we have the radar at this time, just in case you're planning the day. If you look up here on the little radar screen, we appreciate everybody working behind the scenes to get that up for us. Again, that glob has been kind of up there this morning, so they're getting some much needed rain in southern and south central Kansas and the northern portion of Oklahoma. And maybe some of that will come this way. Again, we have a 30% chance of rain today. Let's see if we can go to the forecast. Are you interested in telling everybody that it's not going to be 100 for the next 3 days?
I like saying good news, and this is definitely good news. We're looking at under 100 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Look at those chances of rain, anywhere from what, 20 to up to 60%.
60%,
so
yes.
that's pretty good for late July, early August. So. Well, Raquel's back, and I'm always interested in what's going on in our community, and she has a long list of what's going on. Raquel?
Good morning again, Enid, and yes, we have a few events going on this weekend. We have the indoor soccer tournament, which will be at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. Again, this will be Saturday through Tuesday, and this will be an all-day event. Also on Saturday, there will be the Leonardo's 20-year celebration, which begins at 10 a.m. and goes on until 5 p.m. And there will be cake from 2 to 4 p.m. So be sure to take your kids out there and enjoy this great event. On Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Enid Symphony Center, there will be the Enid Symphony Summer Wine Series Discovering Carmen. And again, this will be at 7 p.m. So be sure to go out and enjoy these great events that Enid has to offer. So maybe Steve and Sara can find some great events to attend to this weekend. So back to you, Steve and Sara.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, just a reminder to everyone, make sure you stay updated. Our next commission meeting would be August 4th. Just a reminder that they are available. Mayor and Board Commissioner study session is scheduled for 5 p.m. at the lower level conference room. Mayor and Board of Commissioners regular meeting is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. at the council chambers. These can be watched on ETN channels 12 and 112, as well as enidtv.org.
And I'd like to just remind everyone again with that enidtv.org, if you do not have the local cable in town, on your smartphone or also on the internet, on your computer at home, you can just go to enidtv.org, and there comes the little TV set, and you can watch the study session that gets underway at 5 o'clock, and then of course the City Commission, as Sara said, at 6:30. So with all this new technology here with the Enid Television Network, you don't have to be locked to a TV at home in your den or whatever theater room, or what you can watch it on. You can be standing in the checkout line somewhere at the grocery store watching on the City Commission meeting on your iPhone. So Well, thank you for joining us. Good Morning Enid on this Thursday, July 30th at 7:54. I think Hannah's coming up in just a few moments, but right now we have a pet promo that we want to show you because we want you to continue to keep helping us out, adopt these pets.
Are you wanting to bring home a new family member, but you don't know where to look? There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Come by the Enid Animal Shelter or visit our Facebook page. Adopt.
Thank you, AJ. Welcome back, everyone. Good Morning Enid. It's 7:55, holding steady, 75 degrees. And usually this early in the morning it's close to 95 degrees, so we've got to change, and there's some rain in the area, so it could be a little bit better day. I'd like to remind you at 8 o'clock, Coach Steve Hayes, the Enid football coach who we had last week.
Yes.
The interview, we did an extended interview with the coach, and that will air at 8 o'clock here in just about 4 minutes. So one of my favorite times of the day, besides drinking coffee, is to see Hannah Nelson. And Hannah shows up, and she has a couple cuties here. I think this is the first time that we've had a tag team effort, but look at these guys.
It's funny you say, Steve, because this is also one of my favorite parts of the show. And as you can see, we have Mila and Maxine here today. Which one's Mila? Mila, okay, nice.
Got a little white.
And Maxine, oh, beautiful. They're both really, really pretty. The breed is a Dachshund mix. Both are females. Interesting, actually. That one was a male. They're really good with kids. They're about 2 years old. They love to cuddle, and they are super sweet, as you can see. They cost $110, and that will pay for the rabies shotting. They're ready to go home. I think they're gorgeous if you need a pet.
Folks, when they came in this morning, they were just running all through our studio, running everywhere in circles, and Hannah is about 3 feet behind them trying to catch up. But now, as you can see them, they've just kind of chilled. They're on their lap. So I think if you want an energetic dog and then just turn it right into a lap dog, there they are. But 249-4910. And we just want to thank our audience. You've been great, and even on Facebook, when we put the pictures out there, people have responded, and they've adopted a lot of our pets. As you can see, they don't need to be in a TV studio. They need to be in somebody's home. Look at that, how precious. And again, 249 is 4910, and Hannah's got them under control, and they love the bright lights. And do they go together, Hannah? I mean, you could separate them, or if you just want to keep them together, they kind of seem like brother, sister, or sister, sister.
They look like they're related.
So, Hannah, thank you for bringing them. 249-4910. Thank you, Penn, for putting that number up there, and you can adopt a pet through our animal control office. And you know there's plenty others out there that need a home. Well, Thursday, July 30th, the day is on its way. Any closing comments, Sara?
Well, other than I'm very excited to be here. This is always one of the best parts of Thursday morning, getting to share the morning with everybody out there.
Okay, we're out of here until next time. Make it a great day. Good morning, Enid.